Have you ever wondered what it really means to be happy in a relationship? What makes a relationship healthy and fulfilling? Some people live in the dream of monogamy, convinced that exclusive love is the key to lasting happiness. But what happens when monogamy no longer feels enough? And what about polygamy, which many consider a radical concept, almost impossible to understand? What if I told you there's no one-size-fits-all answer? That, in the end, your happiness makes all the difference. Imagine being in a monogamous relationship. You're living what seems to be a perfect connection with someone you love, a promise of exclusivity, of love just for you, a future together. But what happens when difficulties start to emerge? When, even though you deeply love your partner, you feel that something is missing, that the weight of expectations and the ideal monogamy is starting to crush you? Why do so many people in monogamous relationships end up feeling emotionally lonely even when they're beside the person they love? According to a study from the University of California, monogamy, while fostering a deep bond, can also lead to a phenomenon known as attachment dependency. When one's entire happiness is focused on just one partner, frustrations, misunderstandings, and conflicts seem to weigh more heavily. In these cases, sometimes it feels like being trapped in a role that no longer fits. And yet, despite this, society pushes us to believe that monogamy is the norm, the healthiest path, the one that leads to happiness. But is this really true for everyone? Many famous people have chosen monogamy as the ideal model of love, yet they are not immune to the challenges it brings. One example is David Beckham and his wife Victoria. Their relationship is a symbol of the ideal monogamy, yet even they've faced tough moments, conflicts, and crises. Still, they managed to overcome these challenges, staying together and working hard to protect their family and their love. This shows us that sometimes monogamy requires sacrifices, constant communication, and effort. But can it really be the answer to all our struggles? I've met many people who have lived monogamy like a golden cage, an invisible cage that slowly limits their freedom, their identity. Take Marco, for example. Marco lived for years in a monogamous relationship, convinced that love could solve everything. But over time, he started to feel like he was giving up a part of himself. He didn't want to hurt his partner, but he felt like he couldn't be himself anymore, that he couldn't explore other aspects of his life without feeling guilty. Does this feeling sound familiar? Maybe you've had moments where you found yourself asking, what if there's more for me? Something I haven't explored yet. For some people, the solution might seem to be polygamy. But have you ever wondered what it really means to live in a polygamous relationship? What does it mean to have more than one partner and try to balance love equally? Polygamy isn't just about more people, more love. It's a choice that comes with complex dynamics. People who practice polygamy face very different challenges than those in monogamous relationships. Communication, jealousy, management, and respecting boundaries are essential. It's difficult, sure, but for those who choose it, polygamy can offer a sense of freedom that monogamy never did. Take, for example, Will Smith, one of Hollywood's most iconic actors. Will, along with his wife Jada Pinkett Smith, has publicly discussed the struggles they faced in their relationship. While they had periods of monogamy, they both explored a more open view of their union, allowing each other to live different experiences while maintaining a bond of mutual respect. Their relationship has been the subject of much discussion and controversy, but what emerges from all this is a reflection on the fact that there are no universal models for happiness in relationships. Polygamy, in some cases, has been a conscious choice based on the desire to explore love in a different way. Studies published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships suggest that people living in polygamous relationships face a range of emotional and psychological challenges. But there's a positive aspect. According to experts, these people tend to develop greater self-awareness, more open communication, and more emotional support. In fact, some research suggests that when polygamy is practiced with a high level of awareness and mutual respect, the quality of the relationships can be surprisingly satisfying. Yet, jealousy and competition between partners are issues that cannot be overlooked. Take the example of Laura. Laura has always sought a deep connection with her partners, but she felt that in a monogamous relationship, the intensity of the bond was pushing her to forget about herself. She decided to explore a different kind of relationship, polygamy. Over time, she learned to manage her emotions and communicate openly and honestly with more than one person. But the question Laura asked herself several times was, does this freedom really make me happy, or is it causing more confusion and inner conflict? There is no right or wrong answer. The truth is that neither option is perfect, and neither brings guaranteed happiness. Interestingly, regardless of the choice we make, the happiest relationships are the ones in which we feel appreciated for who we are, where there is space for authenticity, where there is mutual respect. This is what modern psychology tells us. Studies conducted by the University of Chicago, in fact, suggest that intimacy and trust are the factors that determine satisfaction in relationships more than the structure of the relationship itself. Science tells us that happiness in a relationship doesn't depend on the number of partners, but on the quality of the interaction between the people involved. What makes the difference is how you feel, how you communicate, how you manage your desires and emotions. A person who practices monogamy and is able to build a healthy relationship, to share values, and to manage conflicts with respect and understanding can be just as happy as someone who lives in a polygamous relationship based on awareness and emotional freedom. But what do you think? Which option seems closer to your idea of happiness? Monogamy, with its promise of exclusive love, or polygamy, with its challenges and freedom? In the end, what really matters is finding a relationship that allows you to be yourself, that helps you grow, that makes you feel truly loved and appreciated. In the end, the choice is yours. But remember, there is no wrong answer. Happiness in relationships doesn't depend on the type of bond, but on how you feel within it. Are you ready to listen to your heart, to be honest with yourself and with those around you? Leave us a comment below. Share your experience. Monogamy or polygamy? What do you think can truly bring you happiness? We can't wait to read your thoughts. And if you like this video, subscribe to the channel and share this reflection with those, like you, who are searching for the secret to fulfilling relationships. See you soon.